Well, somehow we've made it here. It's taken years for some reason. I don't know why it took so long. But anyway, we're finally here at the very end of the Harry Potter movie series, The Deathly Hallows Part 2. This movie came out in 2011, which is 10 years after the first Harry Potter movie. Believe me, it was the end of an era, okay? The whole personal identity of my entire generation apparently was at stake with this movie. So what do you say we jump right in and take a little walk? But before that, really quick, this video is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN is an app and browser extension that lets you change your IP address to be pretty much anywhere in the world you want. Now what this means for you is it protects you from websites and other users trying to snoop on what you're doing and from where. Maybe your country has some like weird strict content censoring laws, or you just don't want people to potentially hack your accounts. Well, Surfshark VPN can help you with all of that, but it also has a lot of very practical day-to-day uses, like allowing you to watch the Netflix libraries from almost any country. Fun fact, Slovakia has by far the highest number of movies and TV shows you can watch, with over 7,400 titles compared to 5,800 in the US. And all you gotta do is just install Surfshark VPN and tell it to put your IP address in Slovakia, and there you go. You have access to an extra 1,600 titles. Or Japan and Taiwan have the biggest anime libraries on Netflix, so using Surfshark VPN, you can have access to all of that. Or in the reverse, if you're traveling away from your country, you want to stay up to date on a certain show you're watching or whatever, you can use Surfshark VPN to put your IP address in your home country, and then wham bam bam bow, there you go. It's quick and easy to sign up and install, and only costs $2.49 per month with a 2-year subscription. And so it barely costs you anything, really, and gives you access to all of this. And get this, you can use a single subscription on an unlimited number of devices. So let's say you and 4 other family members, y'all want to pitch in on one subscription. That means you get all of this for 50 cents a month. So click my link down below and use the promo code Meyers. You're gonna get 3 months for free. So click my link and sign up today. Okay, back to the show.
It's beautiful here.
The Order uses it now as a safe house.
Muggles think these keep evil away, but they're wrong.
Okay. Thanks, Luna. Always love having you around. She's like that one friend that everyone has, you know, who's always like, you know, dogs don't actually love you. They've just been selectively bred over thousands of years to be as loyal as possible. They're literally programmed to act the way they do. Uh-huh. So you don't want mashed potatoes on the side then? Anyway, so Harry and friends are hanging out at this safe house place, planning their next move on how and when to go after the Horcruxes. After talking to this goblin dude, they find out that Bellatrix Lestrange might have one in her Gringotts vault, so they set out to sneak their way in by pretending to be her via the Polyjuice potion.
Well, how do I look?
Hideous.
Okay, excuse me? I mean, sure, she's got some funky teeth or whatever, but like, hideous is not the word I would use to describe Helen Bonham Carter in this costume, okay? Like, this was a canon event in my life. Anyway, so long story short, they get into her vault after a bunch of wacky shenanigans. They find the Horcrux and survive the curses in there. They free a dragon and ride it all around London, you know, as British kids are known to do. And after this, Harry gets a vision from Voldemort that another Horcrux might be related to the Ravenclaw house in Hogwarts. But see, here's the thing, okay, so there's a big problem in that Snape and the Death Eaters have now taken over the whole school and everyone's like trying to catch Harry, so he can't just walk right in, right? So they head over to Hogsmeade and run into Dumbledore's long-lost brother, of all people.
You're Aberforth. Dumbledore's brother. It's you who I've been seeing in here. You're the one who sent Dobby.
Where have you left him?
He's dead.
Sorry to hear it. I like that elf.
That's what I was saying last movie. Literally the best character in the whole series, and they just like get rid of him? Pfft, bunch of BS if you ask me. Now we come to find out that Aberforth Dumbledore is not nearly as big of a fan of his brother as Harry's been, and he has some choice words to say about all this.
We've been hunting Horcruxes. We think the last one's inside the castle, but we'll need your help getting in.
Not a job my brother's given you. It's a suicide mission.
Dumbledore trusted me to see this through.
What makes you think you can trust him? What makes you think you can believe anything my brother told you?
Exactly, that's what I've been saying the whole time. Dumbledore's just this weird dude who talks nonsense for 8 movies straight, and everyone's like, wow, what a wise old wizard man. Like, no, this guy's doctor just prescribed too much Ambien, that's all. So turns out there's a secret passage between this house and Hogwarts via this big picture on the wall. Now, Neville Longbottom shows up after this and leads Harry, Ron, and Hermione all the way back to Hogwarts to some kind of like top secret safe room where all the main characters are hanging out.
What's this? Hermione.
Guys, why are we clapping?
Something hidden here in the castle. Right. What is it? We don't know.
Where is it?
We don't know that either.
Really, y'all clap for this?
I think it has something to do with Ravenclaw.
Well, there's Rowena Ravenclaw's lost diadem.
Oh, bloody hell, here we go.
It's quite famous.
Yes, but Luna, it's lost. for centuries now.
Okay, I know I've said this like 4 times now, but like seriously, why does everyone dismiss Luna's ideas? Y'all just shapeshifted into another person, snuck past goblins, and then friggin' rode a dragon? And the minute Luna says anything, everyone's like, uh-oh, there she goes again. Time for Luna's wacky story time. I'm sick of this anti-Luna propaganda, I tell you what. Anyway, so right after this, Snape calls all the kids into the main hall because he just got word that Harry and friends were in Hogsmeade earlier that night, and he's having some feelings about all that.
It's come to my attention that earlier this evening, Harry Potter was sighted in Hogsmeade. Any person found to have knowledge of these events fails to come forward will be treated as
Snape?
equally guilty.
Okay, there he goes. And so Harry steps out from the crowd, and turns out the remaining members of the Order have just been standing behind this door waiting for this to happen for like 45 minutes at least. But yeah, so all the same, Harry makes his grand return to Hogwarts.
How dare you stand where he stood? Tell them how it happened that night. Tell them how you looked him in the eye. A man who trusted you and killed him.
So after McGonagall just beats the crap out of Snape for a while, he runs away, and this is the spark that lights the flame, and it's time to take back the school from the new principal by having a go-kart tournament. But of course, the Slytherin kids are all kind of still on Voldemort's side, you know, and they want to turn Harry over to him because he tells them to do this with his cool telepathy powers.
Give me Harry Potter. Do this, and none shall be harmed. Give me Harry Potter.
Hey, Voldemort's kind of sounding like he's got a bad case of emphysema going on there. Is this guy okay? I'll never let you get away with this, Voldemort. Oh yeah? Come say it to my face, why don't you? But believe you me, Professor McGonagall ain't having none of this nonsense.
As it happens, Mr. Filch, your arrival is most opportune. If you would, I would like you, please, to lead Miss Parkinson and the rest of Slytherin House from the hall.
Exactly where is it I'll be leading them to, Mom?
The dungeons would do.
You know, it's a little weird how, like, everyone knows Slytherin is, like, cartoonishly evil, right? And, like, they literally preach full-on wizard eugenics, but, like, everyone just has to pretend to be okay with this. This house is virtuous and brave, and this house is quirky, and this house wants to murder all of you, but Draco's kind of hot, so what you gonna do? And so the students and staff of the school prepare for the no-doubt incoming attack from Voldemort now that Harry's back and Snape has lost control of everything. And McGonagall is just, I mean, she is so ready for this.
You're actually giving us permission to do this?
That is correct, Longbottom.
To blow it up? Boom! Boom! Wicked! How on earth are we going to do that?
Why don't you confer with Mr. Finnegan? As I recall, he has a particular proclivity for pyrotechnics.
Wait, hold on. Seamus is really good at blowing things up? The Irish kid? Really, Joanne? You're gonna go with this? Yeah, you know, the Irish kid. He's probably really good at blowing up all kinds of stuff, like cars and government buildings. I'm a genius author. And while this is all happening, Harry uses the distraction to go find the Grey Lady, who is a new ghost that we're suddenly supposed to care about, because she might know where the Ravenclaw diadem thing is that Luna was talking about earlier.
I can destroy it, but only if you tell me where he hid it.
It's here, in the place where everything is hidden. If you have to ask, you'll never know. If you know, you need only ask.
Yeah, sorry to be rude here, but like, we're kind of in a hurry. You think you could just like tell us where it is? Why is everything gotta be some kind of gosh darn riddle at this school? Just answer the question. Anyway, long story short, the diaphragm is in the room of requirement, which always shows up right when you need it and always gives you exactly what you need. Why not just hang out there every year and solve all your problems? But hey, whatever, it's not my book.
Well. What brings you here, Potter?
That's right, Harry was followed by Draco and, you know, I remember Crabbe and Goyle looking a little different, but hey, what do I know? So Harry manages to escape the giant fire demon that just kind of shows up for some reason and saves Draco on the way out because they've actually been having a steamy, intense relationship this whole time, according to some of the fanfic I've heard of. And now, finally, the only Horcrux left is Nagini the Snake, apparently. And through his and Voldemort's, like, Vulcan mind meld telepathy powers, Harry knows exactly where Voldemort and the Snake are right this very moment. But when he gets there, he finds out that Snape has been killed by Voldemort? What?
The Elder Wand cannot serve me properly because I am not its true master. The Elder Wand belongs to the wizard who killed its last owner. You killed Dumbledore, Severus.
But like, wasn't the plan for Draco to kill Dumbledore in the first place? So the wand would have never been Voldemort's anyway, unless the plan was for Draco to kill Dumbledore and then Voldemort was gonna kill Draco, but that all seems like a really unnecessarily roundabout way of doing all this. Like, I'm just saying, for some kind of dark overlord demon mastermind, like, this dude's plans kind of suck. Anyway, so right before Snape dies, Harry puts his tears in a flask so he can see Snape's memories and Dumbledore's pensive thing in his office.
You have your mother's eyes.
And here's where we finally learn the truth about Snape, Dumbledore, Harry's parents, the whole thing.
Freak! Up here! Up here!
Okay, but like, why does young Snape look like Edward Scissorhands? This dude never stood a chance in life, man, I'll tell you what. So we see how Snape met Lily when they were kids, and he liked her, of course. But when they went to Hogwarts together, she was put into Gryffindor, and then she met James Potter. And James was mean to Snape and gave him like wedgies and swirlies and stuff, right? And even though Snape was totally there first, Lily fell in love with James, and Snape has been bitter about this for literally his entire life.
He intends to hunt them down now, to kill them. Fight them all. I beg you.
What will you give me in exchange, Severus?
Anything.
Yeah, so we also find out that Dumbledore is actually just a huge jerk.
The boy survives.
Doesn't need protection. The Dark Lord is gone.
The Dark Lord will return. When he does, the boy will be in terrible danger. He has her eyes.
Why does everyone keep saying that in like every movie? Did you know Harry's eyes look like his mom's? No freaking duh, dude. That's how genetics work. Hey, Snape, isn't it crazy how Harry kind of looks like a combination of his mom and his dad? I mean, what a wacky coincidence.
Don't tell me now that you've grown to care for the boy. Lily, after all this time?
Always.
But like, okay, so this is the part of the story where we learn that Snape has been in love with Harry's mom, Lily, his entire life, even after she died. And he's been secretly helping Dumbledore with his plan to defeat Voldemort by helping him with Horcruxes, killing Dumbledore so Draco didn't have to, and preparing Harry to die at the right moment, because Harry himself is actually the final secret Horcrux that even Voldemort didn't know about. But like, I guess we're supposed to think Snape is like some kind of romantic, misunderstood, tragic anti-hero because he treated Harry like literal garbage for 7 years. Because Snape was totally like, nice guy, TM, obsessed with his mom. I mean, this is basically like that one dude from Love Actually, you know? And like, it kind of seems romantic in the moment until you think about it for like 5 seconds and realize how messed up this is.
A part of Voldemort lives inside him.
You've kept him alive so that he can die at the proper moment. You've been raising him like a pig for slaughter.
So this is like supposed to be some kind of big revelation for us and be like, wow, Snape was actually a good guy the whole time. But this would probably give Harry just like so many trust issues, you know? Like, wow, every adult I've ever known either hates me or has been lying to me my entire life. Also, like, Joanne really could just not settle on why Harry survived Voldemort's attack. In the first movie, Dumbledore says it's because of love, and then actually it's because of a prophecy that says that they can't kill each other until they do or something. And then in this movie, Dumbledore says that the spell rebounded off his mom and hit Voldemort, but like only a little bit, so part of his soul latched onto Harry.
Lily Potter cast herself between them. The curse rebounded. When that happened, a part of Voldemort's soul latched itself onto the only living thing it could find. Harry himself.
Yeah, Joanne's just over here trying to write her own JRPG, I swear. And turns out Voldemort's really been working for the gas station attendant the whole time. Anyway, so Voldemort's had enough waiting, so finally he's like, Harry, let's settle this. Meet me by the flagpole after school. And Harry goes to meet him, you know, because he doesn't want the school to think he's a wuss.
Harry Potter, the boy who lived, come to die. I don't need your help.
He just like pushes her down. Now, while Harry's dead, he sees a vision of Dumbledore and himself just kind of hanging out in this like vaporwave world or whatever this is, and they talk about life and death and all that cool stuff while Harry just tramples all over his robe the entire time.
Help will always be given at Hogwarts to those who deserve it. Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living, and above all those who live without love.
Is this all real? Or is it just happening inside my head?
Of course it's happening inside your head, Harry.
Wait, wait, is any of this real? Nah, my dude, you've just totally lost it, okay? And this brings us to the very end of the movie, where everyone thinks Harry's dead, and Voldemort marches on Hogwarts, and then Harry's like, psych, and turns out he's alive, and this was all just a trick. And then Harry and Voldemort fight a lot and fly around the school and do a bunch of stuff that's not even in the books. Neville uses the Sword of Gryffindor to kill Nagini, which in turn kills Voldemort, and he gets all Thanos snapped away into nothingness. And just like that, the Dark Lord is done for, the day is saved, evil has been vanquished. So then we cut to 19 years later. Harry's married to Ginny, despite their relationship having zero ramp up or chemistry of any kind, but sure, whatever you say, Joanne. And of course, this is where we meet Harry and Ginny's kids as they go off to Hogwarts for the first time, just like they both did so many years ago.
Dad, what if I am put in Slytherin?
Albus Severus Potter.
Come on, Harry. You named your kid after the dude who incel stalked your mom and another dude who pretended to be the father you never had so he could manipulate you into destroying Voldemort? These two guys? Really? Nice. See, if that's the route you're going down, like, all your kids should have been named Dobby. Okay, let's be real here. There are so many better people you could have used. Son, I named you after the coolest people I've ever known. Tony Hawk, Lightning McQueen, PlayStation Potter. But all the same, that's pretty much how the entire Harry Potter series comes to an end. So, like, I was a big enough fan of the books from, like, elementary school through adulthood, I guess, because I remember reading both the 6th and the 7th books when I was like around 18 or 19 or so. And I liked the movies well enough when they were coming out. You know, the 2000s was a heck of a time to be a kid, okay? I mean, we were getting Harry Potter movies, the Lord of the Rings movies, the Bionicles trilogy, come on now. And like, putting all the jokes aside and the little nitpicks about how magic does or does not work, you know, like, there's still really fun movies to watch. Much like Lord of the Rings, for example, like, for all its faults or whatever, it was like this lightning in a bottle cast and just like a right place, right time kind of thing. You know, movies nowadays, it's all remake this and spin off that and sequel whatever, but like, maybe I'm just old or nostalgic or whatever, but nothing really feels like this anymore. Even watching all these movies back now as an adult, specifically looking for things to make fun of, it just had this sense of scale and wonder, and like, even though they had to cut a lot from the books, they really gave 110% with like what they did keep in the movies. As hilariously dumb as the Harry Potter world is, it was a fun place to be for a while, you know? Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please watch another one, because that's how the algorithm works. So click on this one that's being recommended to you right now, right here on the screen. It actually helps a lot if you do that, because like, that's how YouTube knows that my videos are worth caring about. Also, if you have any movies or TV shows you'd like to recommend, send me an email at alexmeyerscontact@gmail.com, and I'll put them on my absurdly long list of movies that I need to get to at some point. Anyway, hope I made your day a little bit better, and I'll see you all next time.